And to smile.
Domestic violence can be a difficult topic to discuss with family and friends or on a television program like ours, but the statistics are just too frightening to be overlooked. Listen to this. 1 out of 4 women will experience domestic violence at some point in her life. Joining us now is Deborah Greenwood from the Center for Women and Families, along with Ned Handy of Citizens Bank. Thank you both for being here.
It's great to be here, Jeff.
Ned, Citizens Bank has worked closely with the center. Why is that?
Well, because they do such great work in the community, and we've been involved for many years now. 3 years ago, the center was named as a champion in action, as you well know, and we were thrilled then to invite them into the Champions family and consider them still a big part of that.
What is it that they're doing is that you thought was just so important to be a part of?
Yeah, addressing the needs that you just talked about foremost, but also training 7,000 children a year, teaching about bullying, teaching them about violence, and trying to work to end it, and 3,000 adults to prevent abuse and to help victims. I just think that the reach is incredible, and the focus on this very issue is important.
Deborah, how critical is this issue in our state at this point?
Given the economic downturn, Jocelyn, we've seen from the number that Ned just mentioned of 3,000 people that we were serving, we closed our statistics this past June with over 5,000 individuals that have been affected by domestic violence. About 80% are female and now 20% male.
So you're seeing the numbers increase at
They're increasing.
Alarming rate?
Alarming rate. Faster than we can keep up with, but we do a great job trying to make sure that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we're providing hotline information, that we're providing safety and intervention and crisis management to anyone that calls or walks through the doors.
Now, you received $25,000 for being named a champion in action. What did you do with that money?
That saved so many lives. Over 300 women that came through our safe house. We're actually utilizing the funding for programs, for looking for jobs, helping with daycare, helping them get back on their feet, being empowered to get their lives put back together. And because of the $25,000, there's that many women that are back in the community in a safe environment.
So the money was really used to help women get back their lives.
Doesn't that make you feel great about the program?
Absolutely.
And great about the kinds of agencies that we together support in this program.
Now, the programs you have, again, can you specifically, what do you do to help these women to get back their lives?
What will happen is if someone calls our hotline or we get a phone call or a referral, it could be from the hospital, it could be from a school for a child who's living in a domestic violence household or is being abused themselves. It could be a senior center that has recognized an elderly person that they feel is being abused, or a woman that does just walk through the doors at our office on Fairfield Avenue. What we'll do is give them all free services for counseling, safety planning, helping support clinical services for the children, for the mom. We have support groups, and it doesn't end there. If we feel someone is living in an unsafe environment, we will provide at an undisclosed area a place to live.
What advice do you have for people who know someone who's being abused?
I would say if you know someone that needs our help, please encourage them to call the hotline. The one number they can remember, which is very simple, is 211. That's info line for the state of Connecticut, and that's provided by the United Way. If someone calls 211, no matter where you live in the state, there's a domestic violence agency that can provide free and confidential services. I think that's the key, that everything that someone says to us, whether it's over the phone or in person, is kept confidential.
These statistics, though, are it's really disheartening when you look at these statistics, don't you agree?
Yeah, with the state of the economy and the advent of the internet, it feels like it's just a problem that's growing, and we're so lucky to have agencies like this handling this problem and in a professional manner with programming, and we need to be supportive of more, I think, and support them more.
And something you and I were just talking about was that every 15 seconds someone is abused?
Every 15 seconds in the United States, someone is being abused. Male, female, children, the elderly. It doesn't matter what race, what religion, what walk of life you come from, socioeconomic background, someone is being abused. Statistics that look at 1 in 4 women will be abused, or 1 in 6 young boys will be abused, are just frightening. So we've put a lot of emphasis about prevention in the schools, working with children, and also working with a lot of adult groups, because we feel that's going to be the answer to start to have the abuse that's happening across the country, but most importantly in our own backyards, start to decrease.
Oftentimes, though, these people who are being abused have a difficult time to seek help.
Yes.
Oftentimes the question is, why don't they get the help that they need? Why did they not report these people? But we all know why. It's a very difficult situation for these people.
It is, and many times victims blame themselves. They look at themselves saying, what did I do? I need to change who I am. They're not empowered. They've been broken down. The abuser is really over their head saying, I have the power and the control to have you do what I tell you to do.
And that's tough to break that cycle.
It is. It's very difficult to break that. So until someone is really ready for that help, and we look at abuse saying, hopefully it doesn't end up in the ER, and we're getting a phone call from someone to bring an advocate down to help them. Before that happens, if you know someone that's being emotionally abused, financially abused, it doesn't just mean physical abuse. There's a lot of definitions to it. Have them call and reach out and call that 211 number.
And just really quickly, though, what can you say to the person right now who's being abused or is in an abusive relationship? What can you say to these people? Call that phone number.
Pick the phone up, go to a safe spot, and call 211, and they will direct you to the domestic violence agency in your own hometown. If you don't want to go to your own hometown, there's many others in the state. There's 18 agencies. Please reach out, and everything you tell them will be safe and confidential.
It could be the call to save your life.
Absolutely.
All right. Deborah, Ned, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure, Jocelyn.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Stay with us. More of Connecticut's